Okay, so now I took that last bolt out of the rack, and there still isn't room to get that out of there. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and remove the bolts that hold this rear aluminum skid plate on. Come on, Rick. Motor skills would be good, huh? And so the picture here is the this plate is sandwiched in between the bracket and the between the plow mount and the frame, and I'm not sure if this bolt goes through it. We're going to see if we can get that bolt loose and moving. If we can get everything, we can load everything with a pry bar and loosen everything a little at a time and maybe get it to come loose. I don't know, but we oh, that one's tight, so we're gonna get an impact socket for that. So that one's not going to move either. Okay. It's time to start cutting. Okay, so I cut 2 out of the 3, and it seems like I can get this shield down now. Maybe. It's moving anyway. Well, there's our rack, so that's good. We can throw you back here. I'm gonna let that power steering fluid quit draining, and then we'll get that rack out of there. So, okay, set that back out of the way. Power steering rack goes to passenger side, drops down, comes back to, come on, driver's side, and out. Okay, so this outer tie rod end that we were struggling with earlier, I went ahead and brought it over here, clamped it in a vise. That'll make it a lot easier than trying to hang on to it with a vice grip and shit. So we'll just unthread the inner from it. Pretty common on these things, especially in the salt belt. And it's a plow truck. Now we can move it up to the inner tie rod. The reason I don't clamp there initially is because that inner tie rod is round. You can use that small flat there, but that doesn't usually work too well. It'll round it off pretty easy. Anyway, I just use that because we're bolstering on the taper, not on the threads. So Don't get all bent out of shape there. Get your panties in a wad. You're alright. Now I'll show you a little trick here. Show you a little trick here. This thing's gonna need a toe set. It's gonna need an alignment check. You don't need to get any caster and camber and all that junk. The thing wasn't wearing the tires to begin with, and they don't really put any miles on it. So, take a tape measure. Measure from fucking magnet. Measure from your jam nut out to the end of that tie rod end. 1 3/8 inches. 1 3/8. That's the right side. I put a corresponding post-it on the other side, so that way once we get the rack in there, we go to put the tie rod ends back on, because it'll make it a lot easier to get the rack in there if we leave them off. Then we know where to set the jam nut. So now we gotta get the jam nuts off there. Some racks come with new ones, some don't. In this particular instance, it did not. So boy, supper was good tonight, I tell you what. My wife does a fabulous job. We had kind of order pizza, but it was still delicious. She did an awesome job cooking. Now, we'll come up here, we'll utilize these flats, bolster on this as much as we can. Still got a nut in there. Not from this project. From a different project where I was replacing other parts. Come on. And hardware. Scrap bin. Okay. It doesn't even want to think about it. Okay. Go real tight with the vise. Really tight. Big ratchet. Got it. So after this job is complete, we are moving to and setting up the new Montezuma toolbox and the stuff that goes with it. So stay tuned for those videos. Oh boy. Yeah, it don't wanna. It says, how about no? Nope. Okay. Plan B. So after adding a little heat, it decided to cooperate. But now it's hot. See if we get the other end off here. And I'll show you how I heated it. Because this will get people So no heat required on that one. That one came right off. We're gonna go ahead and throw this one on the other side while that one cools down. While that one cools down, we'll put this one on over here. And not that we have to, but because we can wait. It's a little dry. Maybe a little lubricants on there. A little oil, a little fucking penetrating oil, a little fucking whatever you want. I don't care. It's just a little lubricant. So, cheap shit. Go with cheap shit. Oh yeah, cheap shit. There you go. Industrial size. Perfect. We'll probably end up having to put those on after. Well, no. I can't fuck her back off. It's not cross-threaded. It's just dried and rusted. I don't have a tap that size, otherwise I'd, tap that size, otherwise I'd chase the threads on it. So, let me get organized here and we'll slam this rack back in. Rack and pinion, whatever you want to call it. We're going to shove it back in there. The new one, not the old one. The old one was junk. It's cracked. As a matter of fact, I'll show you where it's cracked. It's, the owner thought it was leaking. Well, and I thought it was leaking because but the crack is, see that line right there? That is cracked. And when the thing comes under pressure, it blows out past that seal. Starts leaking. So, we got a reman rack for them. Right here. Nice and shiny. All fixed up. Good to go. So, we're going to go ahead and climb underneath there and get this thing installed. It's a little bit of a chore, so bear with me. Okay, so admittedly this is not the easiest of jobs to do on your back on the floor. However, it is quite manageable if you have the upper body strength to do so. Try not to drop the gear on your head, so I have to reach into this shield that we discussed in the disassembly video. Reach in there, holding it up with one hand, starting this bottom bolt with the other, and then starting the top bolt. This bolt on the passenger side is conflicting. There. Okay. So now we got two bolts on the driver's side holding that in. We'll have to go over to the passenger side and get those in before we start tightening everything up. Otherwise, it'll the holes won't line up for you. Okay, down here on the driver's side, these are the two larger main bolts that hold the steering gear, steering rack and pinion, whatever you want to call it. We gotta reposition a little bit here. Oofta. Okay, hold on. You sit there for a second, would you? Trying to do that with two hands or one hand is hard enough. Okay. So, since we are here, move my light for you. If you can see the steering shaft on the gear, it's right there. I don't know if that stuff's in your way or not, but so since we're here, we may as well hook that up. No big shocker that it's gonna go on just as difficult as it came off. So we're gonna have to coax it a little bit. There's a little persuasion. That's better. Go back in the toolbox. Pinch bolt. Probably couldn't even see me put that in there. You have to take my word for it, huh? Yeah, good enough. Right? It's an 11 millimeter. Once again, if you didn't watch the disassembly video, well then, apparently you're trying to put it back together without taking it apart, so sucks to be you times 10. Or you're just watching Rick Bork videos because you're a good person, in which case, I appreciate you. Kind of an awkward spot. Again, not being able to get that shield all the way out of this thing. Okay, pinch bolts on. Now, because again, since we're here, we may as well hook up the pressure and return lines. You can see those little orange plugs in there, I believe. I believe you can see them. If you can't see them, let me know in the comments below, but it's too late now. We're not live streaming this shit. Okay. Oh, she got a little squirt in it. How you like that? I don't know if you've seen it or not. Somebody's probably screaming at the TV. We can't see! It's okay, you're fine. I'm giving you plenty of accurate descriptions. You should pretty much be able to just close your eyes and envision, right? Just think, metaphorically speaking here, however they say that, right? So these little seals on here, it comes with new ones. So you're gonna go ahead and rip those off and throw a couple of new ones on. I think one stayed in the rack, one stayed on the line. Pick tool. So I'm assuming you can see what I'm doing here. Take your pick tool, get behind this little thing. Don't stab it into your hand. It sucks when you do that. Gone. So why they decided that that this needed to be the sealing system that they would use, I have no fucking idea. Someone knows better than me. Let me know in the comments below, because I thought an O-ring worked just fine, but these things don't like to go on there all the time either. They should be pre-slit, but I'm not seeing the slit. Okay, we got it. I'm sweating so bad right now. Oh, it's hot in here. I don't know what the temp is, but it's warm. It doesn't matter. We gotta stick it down. Okay, knock it off, Rick. These things are not pre-cut. Shouldn't they be? All the other ones I've ever put on have been pre-cut. Not that we can't pre-cut them, but... That doesn't tell me shit I don't already know, does it? Nope. Okay. I guess we, so... Somebody's gotta be able to get the party started, right? Okay, well, let's go see if we can get them on there. Still doesn't want to go. For fuck's sake. Okay, we'll let that one think about it. We'll try this one over here. See if we get any better results from it. That one's going. So, gotta work that sucker down all the way down to that shoulder. Maybe GM makes a installation tool for that. I actually couldn't tell you. I've worked for Ford for a long damn time, so get this line back up here. See if we get this one to advance any further. Okay. Well, let me see if I can find a socket that fits in. We can use that as a little bit of an installer. We're going to try a 1/2 inch socket. Half-inch socket. Turn that over the end like that. See if I can press fit it. How's that? There we go. Okay. Now, the one without the tab is your top line. The one with the tab is the bottom line, or the pressure line. The other one is your return. And they actually kind of lock together a little bit. There we go. Now we can grab our bolt. That's why we keep it in the magnetic tray. Try not to drop it, pass it around to yourself. You probably can't even see what the hell I'm doing down there, can you? I apologize for the lighting, but I guess it is what it is. So we got it started there. Now we have 1/4 inch, the 8mm on it. And normally I would use a longer extension of swivel socket for this, I'll tell you right now, but all that stuff is at work currently. Make the ratchet go the right way, Rick. It's only a 6mm bolt, so don't get too over anxious about trying to tighten the damn thing either, because you will break it, and they won't warrant it. So there. Make sure your lines aren't twisting and moving around. We're done up here. I'm gonna put a couple of tools away and we'll get the tie rod ends and stuff out. Okay, so based on my editing timeline, you're probably not going to see this until somewhere around the middle of fucking March. See, I'm not that, I'm like a week to 10 days out on videos. I should probably fucking just bang a bunch of them out there, get them out there. But anyway, so, happening events coming fucking real quick. Now, once you get to see this video, I need to get this shop in fucking order because we're going to be turning some work out of this place in a fucking hurry because, well, I guess now's a better time than any. Y'all are on the members side have known for a while, so if you guys want some sneak peeks, just consider jumping over to the members page, $5 a month. I do appreciate it. Also, share this stuff out to your, if you got friends, family, people you don't like or whatever, send them a link. If you don't like this shit, and then you got people that you don't like, send it to them because maybe they will like it. You know? Do a guy a favor. I don't know. Fuck. Share it out. Send somebody a link. I don't care. Get some more people in here. It's fun, right? Especially on the live streams and shit. It's good. So, as of April 1st, I no longer work for the Ford garage. I made my decision on that several months ago, and it's been a downhill shit show ever since, but I should say a downhill shitstorm, fucking just getting bigger and brewing ever more, so it can't come soon enough, but I'm getting the hell out of there. And my primary goal is to do my own thing around here. We got a lot of stuff to do. We got a lot of projects, my own personal projects, but everybody knows you can't run a fucking Can't run too much of an operation without making a little bit of money. And so we're gonna do a little working on the side here and helping out good people. I ain't sticking my ass out there for everybody, but I'll help the good people around here. There's plenty of people that are looking for decent labor that isn't going to cost you $1 billion. So take care of some good folks and help them fix up their stuff. Plus, it'll give you guys an opportunity to see the other side of kind of what I do as a profession, what I do for a living. Because it's not all just come home and drink beer and bork it, as we would say. That's not how I always do everything, and it's not actually how I do most of my own stuff. It's just what we call it, right? Sometimes you make do, sometimes it's broken, but usually we get it fixed up and ready to go. So I'd like to be able to get into some more videos of being able to show you guys what I actually do in my professional life, but in the circumstances that I'm in right now, it doesn't allow for that. So being able to bring it here and format it accordingly, I'll be able to do that. So that said, the shop is nowhere fucking near ready for that. That needs to get cleaned up. I need to order a cover for it, and it needs to go into storage till spring. Spring's right around the corner, by the way. So it's not in here and not in my way, along with these tires that I keep acquiring, because the tire rack's not big enough, and I'm not building another tire rack here. We'll build one down in the pole barn. I mentioned in a previous video, the goal is going to be, this is going to be a daily bay. Eventually, I might put in a hoist here. We don't have a lot of ceiling height, but it'd be comfortable to work on. Even a pickup you'd be comfortable working on a stool. So we may consider a low clearance base plate style 2-post to put in here. Just see how things go. I like to be able to get bigger things in here, and having that hoist in here would be a little bit of a pain. I also considered one of those scissor style lifts. Read a lot of reviews, watched a lot of videos on them. That's mobile. You can take it out and still have your floor space and all that. So I'm weighing my options there, and if you guys got any opinions, experience, whatever, feel free to throw it out there in the comments for me. I'm open to ideas. I've done this for a long time, but I want that flexibility of the open floor plan, and that's going to be a little bit hard to do if I bolt a couple of steel columns to the floor, right? It also, that hoist would give me more flexibility in the things that I can work on as far as vehicles goes, but less flexibility as far as like trailers and equipment and that kind of thing, because it doesn't fit. So, and there's a balance, right? Eventually, time and, cash flow allows, that back part of the building here, that's another 28 feet. Yeah. I'd like to get that poured with concrete and have another work bay back there for other projects. And either this becomes the home shop, and that would become more of the customer side and things like that. And we're not going big scale here. I'm not looking to bill 40 hours a week. I'm just looking to make a little money and take care of the people around here that deserve it. And, the rest of them can fuck right off, because that's how I am. Just how I am. So, tonight's goal is to get after this. I mean, it's not terribly out of control, but we got a lot of things to get going. This tool bait box from Bob Bates, brother, I appreciate you. Along with that cart, that's got to get put together. We got to get all of that organized. We got to figure out what our layout is going to be over here. Tools are coming out of that top chest going into that box. Many of the ones that are in that bottom box can as well. I think that bottom box is going to go underneath there. And we're going to set up like a little office area over there with the countertop and whatnot. This isn't all a ton of shit that you're going to want to see on the video, right? Just the meticulous, time-consuming drawn out crap. Well, that's pretty much what I do to you every night. So there's that. So we got to get organized. We're gonna have to get some other stock materials in here. Oil, antifreeze, not large volumes. I'm not doing anything in bulk because, again, we're not going to turn over that much work. But having it on hand and having it available, I do have a pretty good relationship with the parts store, so I do have access to delivery, and Katie still drives by on her way home, so in worst case scenario, feller can run for parts. But so we're going to need a little bit of an area to stock a couple of things. And we just have to get organized and get our shit ready to go. And we'll see what the hell happens. So I'm excited. I'm not nervous anymore. I was nervous at first, but the more I've thought about it, I'm banking on me. I'm banking on my skill set. And, well, if it doesn't work out, then that's my fault, right? I'll own it. So I'm going to get to work here, and I'll bring you back on, as we get through tidbits and tiny pieces and whatever, as we, I can show you some changes that we've made and progress being made in the shop. And I don't know if we're starting down there and just going all the way around, or starting over there and go all the way around. I don't know what I want to do yet, but I'll figure it out. I'll bring you back. Oh, the beer's good tonight. Okay, so, well, what I was going to do is I was going to take the sockets and shit out of that box, and I was going to put them in this box. Well, I got to doing that, and then I got a couple sets of impact sockets and shit like that around, and then, so I got tools coming home from work, because I'm bringing my toolbox home from work, and some of those are pretty decent, some of those aren't so good, and a lot of them are the same as what I have here, brand particular, but the ones that I got here haven't been used as much as the ones that I got there, but I have some bigger selections there, and yada, yada, yada. So I think at this point, we're not that far out. I'm just going to fucking wait, because realistically, set that there so you don't get fucking can rings in your paint, because, she's mint. Those are going to end up back in that tray for a hot minute. And I'm just going to take that set and probably put it in one of the trucks. I have a set in the white truck right now. That little toolbox in the blue truck would be pretty nice in the service body. So I think that's going to be my plan, because when I get that toolbox home from work, I can distribute all my tools into this box. And I haven't totally decided if we're putting that box on top of that cart or if we're setting it on top of that one and using that cart for teardown. Additionally, with the cart that I'm bringing home, and things are going to get crowded in here, and that's why I got to get fucking organized. And I'm trying to do this mental thing where I'm trying to account for the things that I'm bringing home and trying to remember all the stuff that I'm bringing home and figuring out a place and an idea where that's going to go. So chances are when I get it here, it's going to be a shit show. But anyway, so yeah, that's kind of my fucking update. I basically didn't fucking accomplish anything other than most of those impact sockets will stay there, because the ones that I have at work have seen a lot more use. And then I have the bigger ones at work. I don't have as many here. Well, I do somewhere, either down in the fucking Yukon, the pole barn, the 92, there's a bunch out at the cabin. There's a lot of stuff here. So we're going to get that thing set up and decked out and real nice, and then that will be the main box for the shop. Once again, Bob, I appreciate you, brother. So I'm going to clean up around here a little bit more and figure out fucking what I'm doing, and then I'll bring you back, and we're going to try to do something with this. Katie wants to have something that's a little bit more conducive to live streaming and all that stuff, so I think I'm going to work on that, and, happy wife, happy life, and all that other garbage, so see what I can do.